Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at the E-ROM S10 Plus port for Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S7 Edge, also which is based on OneUI version 4.1 and Android 12. So without wasting any more time, let's start. So guys, this is the E-ROM S10 Plus port version 2 for our Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. Let's go into about phone. As you can see, SMG975F, which stands for S10 Plus. Now the previous port we had with Android version 12 was the X-ROM, but it was discontinued. But no worries, here we have the OneUI 4.1 ROM with Android version 12. Also, we do get the September 2023 security patch. That might be the last security patch for S10 Plus with Android 12. So that's why it's September 23. So guys, starting with the home screen, this is the home screen, the launcher. As you can see, the app drawer, these are the apps we get. And yes, this is the quick settings, and the dark mode looks really nice. The one here 4.1, and this is the basic widget you have here for your weather. The app dock looks really clean and nice. The wallpapers are really nice. Going into wallpapers and style, my wallpapers, and you can see there are a lot of wallpapers here into the featured. And also if you download from the store, you will get it here, your custom wallpapers. Then you can install from gallery, and then some lock screen wallpaper services. If you have installed dynamic lock screen and all that, then you will get that. And color palette you can choose for your UI throughout, and you can change it. It depends on the wallpaper how it will apply. Apply dark mode to wallpaper to give you a little bit dim effect. So at night, if you are using your phone, then it will be, the background will be good for your eyes. So yeah, that's all the settings you have in the home screen and wallpapers. Now this will be the settings UI. Moving into settings here, as you can see, the settings UI, then moving down, the same from X-ROM because this is the 4.1 settings UI. Then sound and vibrations, you have this UI, and you have these options inside, and you can choose it from sound quality and effects. As you can see, Dolby Atmos is also present. And we have notifications tab. You can configure and disable and enable. Also, if you want detailed notifications, you can also turn that on for detailed notifications. This does not support detailed notification, so that's why it is like that. Into display, we have the dark mode and the light mode with a very big icon showing how it will look. So that's great. Then brightness, adaptive brightness. Then we have screen mode, and we have these modes. Also, you can turn the temperature up and down. If you want cooler temperature, then you can just configure the white balance to the cooler part one, and it will be fine. It's fine for me here. Also, we have screen zoom, and you can change the display size. Then screen resolution, this is the screen resolution, and it supports WQHD, and you can move to FHD if you want to save some battery. Not HD, because this screen has the full screen like it supports, so use at least full screen. Yeah. And easy mode, the Samsung easy mode, you can give it to the senior citizens or kids. Then we have navigation bar, if you want to have that nav bar, but it does not work like that. You can have swipe gestures working. No, I guess so. Yeah, just click on buttons. Maybe it's only for that those who have the what do you say, the navbar, which is visible, the virtual navbar. Or yeah, you guys just understand what I'm saying here. This is a screensaver, and yeah, some all the basic functions are here from OneUI 4.1. The wallpapers, which we have already checked, the palette and all. Themes you can configure here. The themes you can download from the Galaxy store. Not going to go deep. Then home screen, lock screen, biometrics. We have fingerprint and face recognition, and both of these work fine. I think face recognition is not working. I will confirm with you guys afterwards. Then safety, accounts, Google, advanced features, and these are the features we have. Dex and auto. Yeah, you can check these. This is just the OneUI usual features. This is the digital well-being device care. I think device care was first introduced by Samsung, and then we have the digital well-being. And yep, these are all the functions and options present in the Galaxy S10 Plus port for our S7 and S7 Edge. Now guys, talking about the bugs, the first bug is the camera app. The camera app, the default one, it does not work, so you have to just ignore that. don't even open. I'm using the open camera app, which does all the job for me. So yeah, you can configure a lot of options here. We have video recording options. You can also shoot in 60 fps, but yeah, right now I have to get it configured because it is not working in 720p 60 fps, which it auto set it. So yeah, I'll have to look. Okay, so it says frame rate not supported when I'm shooting with the 60 fps, so just go with 30 fps. I hope S7 does not. Maybe no, it does not support the 60 fps, so that's why it's showing that error. I'm really sorry. I'm I have devices with 60 fps, so I have that default thought that it should support because S7 was a flagship back then. But yeah, it does not, because S8 does, so maybe I thought S7 does. But yeah, like, let's let's just get over this my confusion. It's going to take the video too long. Let's move forward. So guys, I have included all the bugs, the list of bugs in the description. You can check that. Now the things which are not working, the first one is AOD screen freeze. So if you turn on AOD, your screen will freeze like on the AOD, and then you have to force restart your device by pressing the volume down and power button, and also the home button if possible. And yes, then your phone will restart. So this is a bug. MTP is not working, so you cannot connect your device. But USB, USB OTG was working for me, so you can use OTG, and you can also turn to recovery to connect to MTP. So that's not a kind of an issue here. Then one more thing which is not working, that the brightness is only set to max. The not the brightness, sorry, the flashlight brightness. You cannot increase or decrease. So yeah, as you can see, I am turning the toggles minimum and maximum, but it is not showing any effect to that one. So yeah, okay, these are the bugs which I have notably shown here. Also the Samsung camera and the face lock, that is the which we have already talked about, so let's just ignore them because those are not working totally. So yep, these are the bugs. So some are minor bugs, some are major bugs, and it depends on you. If you really have the use of a flashlight, if you want to configure the flashlight density, you want to reduce the flashlight, then yeah, this might be a bug for you, but it's really unusual as a bug. So yep, you can ignore these bugs and you can enjoy OneUI 4.1 based on Android 12 on your S7 and S7H. So I hope you guys like the video. If you do, press the like button. If not, press the dislike button. And wait guys, I'm going to show you the installation right now. So yeah, if you know how to install, I have the procedure explained down below in the comments. Sorry, not the comments, in the description. And you can also give the feedback in the comments about like the total video. And now let's move to the installation, because I think the video is getting too long and I don't want to speak more about all this. Let's go directly into the TWRP recovery. So you can just boot into TWRP recovery by powering off the device and pressing the volume up, the home and the power key, or you can also use ADP commands and advanced restart, whatever suits you. Now guys, after booting into the TWRP recovery AJ1, so as you can see, this is the TWRP AJ. The link is below in the description. You can easily install it through Odin. Now you have to insert your OTG. If you have OTG, it's good. If not, then you can use your SD card. Then you have to go to install and first check the OTG storage. Okay, as you can see, these are the files you have to copy to OTG. Now first step is to install the Repartitioner after installing the TWRP. So Repartitioner, you have to click to install, and this will complete the process and reboot your device into recovery again. Now guys, very important note to you all, that you have to back up all of your data. It's not like it's going to destroy your phone, or it's going to turn your phone into a brick and you won't be able to recover after. But before going through this process, back up your data, because this will wipe all your data on the internal storage with the repartition, and some things might bug out. It's not like it will mandatorily bug out while the process is going on, but it might bug out because it happened with me once. So just sharing with y'all, and also the developer has posted it in the instructions that it might bug the process. So you have to keep a backup of all of your data and do not blame anyone else for your data. Now let's see after it boots into the dalvik. Now after it boots back, let's go into install again. Select storage OTG. Might take some time after dalvik loads. Now you have to flash the cleaner and swipe to confirm flash. This will also reboot recovery and we will meet in the dalvik home screen again. So guys, the process is done. Now you just have to check if you are facing any errors. Now I was facing some errors back then, so if you are facing any errors in red, any partition is not able to mount, you have to go to wipe into that partition. So first we'll choose system, then repair, then change file system to ext4. Change to ext4, it's already ext4, and you can change to ext4 and the issue will go out. Now first of all, let's go to wipe. You have to select everything except data. Okay, these are the three options you have to select. Swipe to wipe. Now go again into wipe, advanced wipe, go into data, and you have to change file system to F2FS. The process is done. Go to install, select your file. This is the ROM you have to install. So guys, let this process end and I will show you the screen. So guys, the installation is successful and that's how you install the E-ROM on your Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. So that's it for the video. You just have to reboot the system and now it will boot into the E-ROM S10 Plus port. So guys, that's it for the video. If you guys like the video, press the like button. If not, the dislike button. Leave your feedback down below in the comment section, and all the links and all the information you need about this ROM is down below in the description, so please check that. Also do please provide a feedback on this S7 ROM, and if you want, like if you have any bugs and all, if you want to report something, you can also post it down here, and the Telegram group is also there. You can post it down and also thank the developer for all the work he has done. And yeah, that's it. This is the boot animation, as you can see, Samsung Galaxy. And goodbye guys, that's it for the video. So I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.